This is the Farmer card, which is 7 of Coins. And in the upright position, it means considering things, taking time to reflect and reassess. It means usually having patience, because this is a crop, this is the harvest. And if you harvest something too soon, it's usually sour. It needs time to sweeten on the vine. So the message of this card is that things sweeten over time. If you try to draw a conclusion, or if you try to gather money or information or anything into your pockets too soon, it can be sour instead of sweet. So this is really a card of taking time to like lean, on your staff here or on your garden implement and just reflect and pause and assess or reconsider if you want to go in a different direction or not. A part of the message of this card is, do you want to continue taking the same action and harvesting the same kind of results? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you do want to repeat that action. You do want to sow that same seeds to get another crop. But some of you may want to change directions or plant a different crop, get different results. So this is a really great card for reassessment, for considering things, considering whether you want to take a different direction or whether you want to change your actions, all of that kind of stuff. In the reverse position, what this means is that you may be having a hard time reflecting, or when things are in reverse, they're in shadow. So that means that there's either some doubt or some fear or some resistance to taking a time out and reconsidering things. Or taking different action. This could be a block towards taking different action. And it could also be having a hard time with patience, having a hard time waiting on something. So that's the message of 7 of Coins in reverse. Is what it says is it may just be hard right now to wait through it. It might be hard to get to the final decision or the final harvest, the final, whatever the actions have been creating, whatever you have been nurturing or following or developing. It may be difficult to wait for that final result. For March is a theme that's going on for you. And it's going to take some strength and endurance and fortitude to get through that. Luckily, she's highlighted for you and she's in the upright position, so it says you do have the strength. This is actually you, Virgo, in the situation. So even though it may be difficult to have patience or take that time for reconsideration, you're going to ultimately have the strength and the patience to do so. And she actually works miracles through her patience and her fortitude. She's actually able to open the jaws of the lion through her patience and her gentleness and through her inner strength. So I'll come back to that card. But what's in the shadow for you, this is the shadow position. This is Knight of Wands. And this is someone who is eccentric. He's someone who's bold. He's someone who's confident. He does things in his own unique way. He's in shadow. And the shadow position represents what we're not seeing, what is not conscious, what is below our consciousness. So for some of you, this may be a fire sign that is not in the picture right now. So this is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. This may be some of you who have a King of Wands archetype person who is not available right now, or who is not in the picture, who is in delay, in shadow. He's like behind the scenes. Or around the corner. So there may be someone who's influencing the situation who has that archetype. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it usually has the archetype of someone who is someone who trusts in their own boldness and their own confidence. They do things in their own unique way, so different from everybody else. They kind of broke the mold when they made this guy. And he's very bold. He makes bold moves. But right now he's in shadow. So if there's someone, if you have a spouse or a lover or a partner, father, brother, any person in your life that is King of Rods archetype, they're kind of like below the surface right now. They're not really impacting the situation. They're muted right now. They are there, but they're either out of the picture or in delay, or they're not coming to the surface, and they're behind the scenes. What's passing away, and this is really nice, Virgo, this is the passing away card. This is 5 of clubs, which can be fighting or petty annoyances. This is like traffic tickets. It's like speed bumps in the road. It's like, having to pay your bills or finance charges. 5 of clubs can be, I call it this card playing versus fighting. And in this passing away position, I'm seeing it as like these are petty annoyances that are passing away. So this card has a lot of Mars energy in it, has a lot of fighting. You can see these are 5 people who are all competing and fighting. If there's senses of competition in anything, that's going to be passing and dissolving away. Or this is like petty arguments, any like verbal arguments, disagreements, Mars energy, which is warrior, fighting, battle, all of that. Any sort of like hot, fiery, battleground fighting energy is going to be passing away. The fight is almost over, however you translate that. And then what's approaching for you, and this is nice, Virgo, this is Queen of Rods. Look at this woman. She's actually the counterpart to King of Rods. So these two are a natural couple. And he's kind of going to be in the shadows, and she's coming more to the forefront. You can see he's in the shadow position, and she is in the approaching position. This is near future, what's coming into being. And she is bold and radiant and confident. She's usually attractive, and she's got a sunny disposition. She's positive and enthusiastic. She's passionate. She's usually pretty witty and charming. She's a fiery person. So I'm reading this as you, Virgo. I'm reading this as you showing up as sort of the best version of yourself. And this is when the sun is shining on you, and you're in a position of authority. For some of you Virgos, this could be a family member, like a mother, a sister, an aunt, someone who has a certain amount of authority, so not necessarily someone younger than you. It's possible if they have a commanding presence or a commanding personality. So this could be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries who's going to come into play or come to the surface. But I'm reading this as you, Virgo, and this could be you and the other person. If you do have a family member that is a fire sign, this could be both of you. But I'm really getting that, she's coming into her own. She's got authority over herself. Again, she's really a happy, sunny person, and she's just energetic and wholehearted in what she does, and the sun shines on her, and she's pretty much just great to be around. She's always got this charismatic, I sometimes even call her sassy. She's just funny and witty, and she's in charge of herself. And she carries with her the sunflower, which is an image of a vitality and the sun shining on you, just a sign of life. So I really get that for you, Virgo. If you're having a hard time enduring something or making a decision about something, if you're having a hard time waiting for your crop to ripen, or if you're having a hard time assessing something or reconsidering which way to go, sometimes this card can be like at a fork in the road and trying to make a decision of which way to go. Since that's challenged for you for March, just have patience. That you actually have a lot of strength to lean on right here. These two cards, as your approaching cards and your highlight cards, really show me that you're exhibiting a lot of strength and sunniness. This is a very optimistic, if you see all the yellow in these cards, that's very optimistic. That's very golden. It's sort of like golden light is going to be shining in on you, after all this Mars energy. So tap into your own strength, your own patience, your own fortitude and endurance. And if you look at her, she's very gentle. If she's very sort of quiet. And this is a card of like, maybe just tap into that inner gentle side of you. It really bolsters your strength, that calm inner guidance that you have from yourself. It's going to help you radiate your natural, confident, bold self. And just, Virgo, you're a sign of the Virgin that is connected with the earth. And I'm seeing these flowers in her hair here. I'm thinking sort of like the Virgin and the lion. And she's taming this beast. She's got this can be like a deadly creature. He's the king of the jungle. And it's interesting too here for me to note that the king, there's something about how the king is going to be tamed. The king is going to be subdued because she's subduing the king of the jungle with her gentleness. She's bringing that gentleness to the lion, and he's in shadow. So there's something about the king being subdued or brought into gentleness. So you may relate to that in some way or not, Virgo. But that's my reading for you for March as far as the shadow highlight goes. The fiery energy is going to be passing away. You have an opportunity to sort of just be patient and make decisions and reassess situations. And then you're going to be coming more into your own authority through your own strength and gentleness, your own inner sort of quiet confidence. That's what I'm getting for you for March. So for the first half of March might be tough for you, Virgo. I'm seeing some challenges here, but the second half is a lot brighter, and I'm going to talk about both of those. So there may be some sadness as March opens. This is Three of Swords. So this is disappointment, betrayal, heartache. I just get the sense that something's heavy on your heart, Virgo, as March opens. And this is the storm clouds, which sometimes represent tears. There's tears that need to be shed here in order to clear these clouds away. So if there's some sort of betrayal, disappointment, this can be third wheel energy. So sometimes this can be like being cheated on, or it can mean like not getting the job you wanted. It's just heartbreak, disappointment. The card if you look at the imagery of the card, that pretty much depicts it all. It means like having your heart pierced by something. So the first week of March, Virgo, I'm getting that something is heavy on your heart. And then the second week of March is going to be like you nurturing someone else. This is Five of Coins, which you can see this. I'm really getting ties with this woman here and this here. There's something about how the beast is being tamed in this image, and this one is like he's in her arms in both cases, and he's been wounded. He's looking for help. He's been out in the snow. So I'm really getting this gentle, compassionate nature of you, Virgo, and then holding on to this wounded creature who can look very fierce and very much like the king of the jungle. Leos they shake their mane and they're proud. But I'm kind of getting to the sense that he kind of is running into your arms for comfort here. So whoever this might be, Virgo, someone may need your help, especially in the second week of March. Your gentleness can really be soothing to someone who usually appears as a lion. So you are the one who is, normally the lion looks like the symbol of strength, but this is actually you through your gentleness and your calm, that Virgo side of you that is coming out as the maiden to soothe the fierce beast. So that's the theme of the second week. And also another meaning of this card is to focus on the spiritual world rather than the physical world. All kinds of things happen out here in the physical world. But the spiritual world is always warm and glowing and available to us. Out here in the physical world, things can feel desolate. It can be cold in the Rider-Waite. It's snowing outside. So this can be like desolation, feeling isolated, feeling left out in the cold. But there's always this comfort. I always point to the stained glass where it's glowing and radiating with this warm yellow light or warm golden light. So it's really a card of focus. What do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on the spiritual world where it's warm and always available to you? The doors are always open to you. Or are you perhaps looking at what is right in front of you, like life here on earth with it's like as Shakespeare says, all of its slings and arrows. So it's really a card of choice of focus. And I encourage you to stay warm by focusing on the spiritual side of life. Then, and however that translates for you, that's going to be different for each person. Third week of March, you're going to like really feel bold and confident and daring. This is when I think the Queen of Rods is going to show up the most. This is the Knight of Rods, so he actually comes right before her in the tarot. He's the younger version of her, and he is risk-taking. He's daring. He is courageous. Sometimes when he goes overboard, he can get a little cocky or arrogant, but he is the guy who's afraid of nothing. He goes forward. He runs into battle. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. He just goes for it. So if you're looking for some fire energy, which is about action, taking action, being brave, being courageous, being bold, trying new things out, this is your guy. So third week of March, I kind of get the sense that things are going to turn around for you. You know, you open March with a little bit of a heavy heart, but look at how you end March. You know, the rainbow ends where you are. So 10 of Cups is a card about feeling emotionally fulfilled. This is a card of family, of joy, of peace. You can see the family is holding up this cup, you know, the wife and the husband, and in the Rider-Waite, the kids are there too. So it's really a card of the family coming together. It's all these cups. It's the most amount of cups on a card. So, and you can see the end of the rainbow is where they're at. So it's like when everything comes and you feel emotionally fulfilled, it's joy, it's peace, it's harmony. You know, the card pretty much says it all. You're at the end of the rainbow and you feel complete emotional fulfillment. So I'm really happy for you for that, Virgo. If you find that the opening of March opens with challenges for you, either heartache, disappointment, or that you're needing to come to the rescue for someone else or comfort them, know that this Mars energy, this fighting, this aggression, competition, whatever that Mars fire is, it's passing away. And you're actually just coming into your own strength, your own confidence, your own sort of gentle, quiet knowingness. And you know how they say, oh, he's the silent type, you know, the silent but strong type. I'm kind of seeing that for you. Like, it might be quiet and it might be gentle, but that's who strength is. And I'm really seeing the Virgin Maiden here, which is you, Virgo. I also, for some reason, I'm getting this, is that because she's taming this Leo, it's another fire sign. So you may be, this person that you're attending to, especially in the second week of March, may be a fire sign person, Sag, Leo, very possibly, or Aries. Either that or they've got a fiery personality, Virgo. So then, like I said, this last week of March, end of the rainbow, this is you feeling emotionally fulfilled, joy comes back, the skies have cleared. You know, it's funny, remember how I said sometimes the tears are what's needed with the raindrops to clear this dark cloud away? This is after that dark cloud has passed away. This is like sort of the fresh, you know, when it feels fresh after a rain thunderstorm. This is where you get to by the end of the month. So again, if the beginning of March opens and it's difficult, the second part of March should be a lot nicer for you, and it should end quite nicely for you, Virgo.